The Sweet Baby Inc. meltdowns continue, guys. There's an article on theparkplace.com. Shout outs to them. Fantastic website that I get most of my commentary from, reading the articles. Well, there's a former Sweet Baby Inc. employee that is confirming that they're going to be doubling down on the woke agenda, literally saying they're not going to stop us. And this is no surprise. These guys are unhinged lunatics that want to control this narrative. For whatever reason, they're targeting gaming, even though the main demographic of gamers is literally the opposite type of people that believe all the woke ideology nonsense. These people are unhinged, especially after this election when Donald Trump won. They're all unhinged. It's almost like they want to push more of this wokeness and DEIs away from protesting, that people are sick of it. It's almost out of spite. So let's continue reading this article. This is Grant Robert. So he's a former employee who's now the narrative director and associate studio director at Longdue. And basically, despite all the massive backlash that they're getting, we've seen Ubisoft get backlash. We've seen companies like Firewalk Studios go under because of it. They're going to push woke ideology into video games no matter what. They're going to say, tough titty said the kitty. Now, Roberts, according to this, worked with Sweet Baby Inc. as a narrative director for a year and a half, told website The Gamer, which is another woke journalist website, that developers are still working with the company and the backlash will not stop the agenda. So literally, they're admitting there's an agenda here, even though we have Kotaku and other websites saying Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what you guys think it does. No, they help control a narrative. They push agendas. Quit acting like they don't. You're not innocent. We're not stupid. Now, Roberts first asserted that companies were not pulling their support from Sweet Baby Inc. when it really reached its apex. When Elon Musk was tweeting about us, companies were reaching out to us privately and showing support. Nobody was pulling that support. So he's claiming that when, I guess, Elon Musk did the whole DEI kills art, there was companies that were too scared to publicly show support. They're all behind the scenes. I wouldn't doubt that. That's why they're pulling off all of their clients and their projects off their websites, because they don't want backlash. They're all these people that are wokies don't really stand on their beliefs. They're too afraid. They don't like to walk on eggshells and force people face to face. They like to do it behind the scenes. They're not as brave as real people, right? Now, he then attempted to explain why there's hardly any support for the company being made publicly. And he said, I think the reason why we've had more support privately than publicly is because when people do speak up, we knew that they were opening themselves to attacks. It's all this, it's our attacks, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, they won't come out and tell you that people like Chris Kindred contacted former places of employment, that a listener content contacted wives, that Nick Calandra tried to shut down websites, that all these people act hostile. They spit venom towards everybody. They're not innocent. They call us chuds. They call us rage bait grifters. They're all evil, vile human beings. Now, this says Robert went on to declare that he wished more companies did speak out publicly to defend Sweet Baby Inc. and its woke agenda, saying, what I personally would have liked to see is more institutions saying that this is wrong, that this is happening, that people are being targeted in this way. Nobody's being targeted. It's your actions that are being criticized. And yeah, there's a few bad apples in the bunch. Let's be honest. There's some bad apples in the bunch. I don't condone doxing, going beyond personal boundaries of criticism, but your side does it too, and you can't control that either way. But to think that you're immune to criticism, that people tweeting at you is harassment, you guys are fucking weak, thin-skinned. Now, continuing on, he says, Sweet Baby isn't just a DEI company or a company that makes things more woke. Yeah, y'all do, and you're literally admitting it. Not that there's anything wrong with that in the first place. Yes, there is. But even if there was, that's not everything that we do. It would have been nice to have seen more people and institutions learn the lessons of 10 years ago. So they're always going back to Gamergate, the lessons of 10 years ago, when it's been proven that it's a lack of integrity, a lack of journalistic integrity, a lack of ethics in the video game industry from these people that are progressive that have caused the problems. There's a real problem with things like quid pro quo and backroom dealings and stuff, and forcing companies to pay money to pony up so that they play the game with you guys, and if not, you're gonna fucking hit piece them. It's all there. It's all been revealed. Now, continuing on, it says, while he left Sweet Baby Inc. in October, he informed the gamer he would go back, saying, I would go back to work at Sweet Baby in a heartbeat. I would hire Sweet Baby in a heartbeat. Even though I've been doing this for a quarter of a century, I still learned an incredible amount from the people there, both about game development and otherwise. Even with the experiences of the last year and a half, which have mostly been bad, I've learned a lot during that as well. Well, they've been mostly been bad because you are mostly bad people. Y'all are mostly bad people. Now, continuing on, he declared that Sweet Baby's woke agenda is inevitable. Isn't that kind of evil sounding, right? The world is the way it is now. These games are more inclusive for people. Games are more authentic, and it doesn't matter whether you think that's true or not. It's happening. And so no matter what these people do, they're not going to stop us. They're not going to stop the way the world is now. Concord failed. Dustborn failed. Suicide Squad failed. I can't even stutter. That game just turns me off so much I can't even pronounce it. I have to stutter in the middle of it. People are tuning out, and then when people don't buy those games, you blame it on gamers because y'all are catering to this modern audience that does not exist. And I say it time and time again, this modern audience does not really care. They don't care. They pretend on social media that they're activists that stand up for rights and everything like that when they really don't. They don't have any backbone or spine or any personal belief. They just go where they think they're going to get the clout. That is 110% where these guys go. They're all a bunch of idiots. And the world is not like that now. The world's turning away from it, if anything. And like I said, the election yesterday proved it. We are tired of being lectured in our video games like Dragon Age Veilguard giving us a misgendering lecture in the middle of it. We're tired of having stuff fucking force-fed down our throats because you guys can't write a good game to save your lives. You guys can't write a good movie or a TV show to save your lives without putting some kind of political message behind it. And you can't even put a good character. You have to have, oh, this guy is gay. This guy is a person of color. This guy is trans. Just so you can say, oh, this is what makes that character good. Instead of just having a good story. Nobody gets upset that it's a female. We get upset that the best concept of that character is, oh, they're female, so they're automatically good. But then you uglify them. You turn them into what modern day Lara Croft is at this time. There's no merit to anything that you guys have because y'all have no creativity inside your bones. So going on, this says, not only did Roberts claim that the company's woke agenda is inevitable, he also attempted to claim that Sweet Baby Inc. is not injecting wokeness into video games or strong-arming developers into doing so. Bull crap. Bull crap. He says, what Sweet Baby has not done is show up at game studios and say, hey, we're making your game woke now or else. Sweet Baby's a woke-for-hire company like a lot of these other consulting companies are. People hire us to do the work. Studios come to Sweet Baby because they want help, because they want to make their game better. Literally, Kim Belair was on a stage at GDC saying, scare the marketing departments until you get what you want if they don't want to comply. Why are they still denying that they've said that? Why are they still denying exactly what they do? He then bemoaned one of the most frustrating parts about the events over the last year and a half is just this incredible level of misunderstanding, both deliberate and assisted. It's not how it works. That's not how we do. We didn't put pride flags in Spider-Man 2. This has all been on the internet. It's all out there. We didn't make Saga Black and Alan Wake 2. That's not what happens. It fits into this sentiment that it can't possibly be true that these companies want to make their games more inclusive and more authentic. It has to be somebody forcing that on them. So these companies are going the diverse route because of influence from consulting companies, but also because they have their own DEI initiatives inside their companies. We've seen the manuals, Microsoft, Ubisoft, Activision, you name it. They have their own woke employees in there injecting DEI on top of that. And those people are friends of friends of friends. So the people in the DEI market in Ubisoft are friends with the consulting companies. And then they bring all their buddies in and they wokeify it. We're not idiots. We know that there's a fucking whole agenda, even inside the own companies. Now, this article calls it out, saying, unfortunately for Roberts, much of his claims are directly contradicted by Sweet Baby Inc. CEO Kim Belair, where at GDC, she literally said her company's goals and what kind of tactics it employs for them to work. So again, this is what I mentioned. Literally, inside of this, she said they do narrative development in games and kind of beyond, and they try to bring inclusion, diversity, and new kinds of ideas to the industry, and that they need sensitivity readers and need risk assessment. These are important services that they literally list on every PDF they send out, right? And, you know, you've seen it. this is the whole thing right here where she's come out and she said, let's scare them. Let's go to their marketing department and let's basically get what we want out of it. She's a fucking literal psycho, right? And then we've also seen Cameron Mild, this guy right here, we talked about it, said his goal is to burn the games industry to the ground. How do these people say that they're not hateful people with an agenda when they're saying that they want to burn the games industry in the ground? They all write about how much they hate white people. These guys spit venom, literally. These guys are fucking unhinged. They're very unhinged. To prove a space where whiteness doesn't have to live is where some of the best stories are told. Like, they literally are taught in college to hate white people, to hate men as well, and anything straight. These guys are indoctrinated because their professors have done it. So, yeah, this is just bullshit. This guy that's a former employer, Roberts, doubling down on the woke agenda. These are just salty people that want to have it their way in their echo chamber. And if you go against the grain, you're racist, you're a bigot, you're homophobic. These guys are nuts, and they do not belong with as much influence as they do. I don't know why video game companies allow it, but it's a fucking shame. It honestly is a shame. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. Love to hear what you guys have to say. Subscribe if you're brand new. We're on the road to 94,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.